Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So today we have a webinar regarding Paessler PRTG, and this webinar brought to you by Secure One, and our speaker today is Sui Leong from Secure One. So he is our pre-sales engineer. So Sui Leong, I'll pass it to you to talk more about Paessler. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Yeah, my name is Sui Leong. So today I will be present on this Paessler PRTG. Okay, so actually for this Paessler PRTG, you more to the network infrastructure monitoring. Okay, if let's say the customer or the user that would like to check what is the current network environment, okay, whether their switches, their firewall, their server, okay, they want to know is it alive or not, and then what is the utilization over there. So the Paessler PRTG might have is the suitable solution for them. Okay, so for this Paessler, okay, for the PRTG actually is brought by the developed by the Paessler, and what is the behind company about the PRTG here? Okay, actually they are the software development company, okay, and they do have their own business development, their technical support, and also their own marketing team as well. Okay, so the Paessler actually they are headquartered at the Germany and founded in 1997, and nowadays they have more than 300 staff from 25 different nationalities, and they are the privately held and the funded. And nowadays they have more than 200,000 of the installation worldwide. Okay, so no matter, because our PRTG will licensing by number of sensors. Okay, so this one is included for all the 200,000 of the installation worldwide. Okay. Yeah. So why we need to have this kind of the monitoring? Okay, so that we can do the measurement. Okay, we can do the informing and also the alerting. Okay, analyze and also optimize the network infrastructure. Okay, for your network environment there. Okay, so if let's say they have any down status of the network devices, okay, so that will the system will automatically inform you. Okay, so that you can do your own analyzing. Okay, whether the device is it down or is it high utilization, and from there you can do your own optimization, whether you want to upgrade your own hardware or your own network devices or not. Okay, so that's why for the Paessler PRTG we do cover for all this kind of the measurement over here. Okay, so for this one will be the PRTG features. Okay, so we have the comprehensive and also the unified monitoring for all your entire IT infrastructure. Okay, no matter you want to monitor for your uptime, your REST, your SNMP, your database, okay, your flows, your bandwidth, your traffic, and so on. Okay, so we can help you to do the monitoring for all the aspects. Okay, yeah. So for this one, actually, we are covered by number of sensors, as I mentioned. Okay, and from the sensors, we got a lot of types. Okay, so no matter you want to measure or you want to monitor by the SNMP, you want to monitor by the WMI or the SSH, we do provide on this and support on this as well. Okay, so for the PRTG monitoring, okay, so what we can monitor over here. First one, we can monitor and alert all about the uptimes and also the downtimes for your servers. Okay, no matter it be your AD server, your file server, application server, or the database server as well. Okay, so that we can prompt you in advance. Okay, if let's say they have any downtime or the utilization of the CPU usage or the memory usage is very high, so they will send the email notification or by the SMS notification or the push notification, okay, to your administrator so that they can get the first-hand alerting before the end user being complaining. Okay, besides that, for the PRTG, we do able to do the health monitoring for your various type of the hardware. Okay, so we are not covered by what are the devices that you want to do the monitoring. As long as you enable the SNMP or the WMI or the SSH, okay, we can help you to do the monitoring for those health monitoring device, okay, such as you want to monitor, just like I mentioned, for the CPU usage, the memory usage, the bandwidth usage, and etc. Okay, next one, if let's say you want to monitor for your firewall, your switches, okay, and then you want to monitor all their bandwidth, okay, and also individual port, is it whether alive or not. So as long as you have enabled the SNMP for the PRTG, you're also able to do the monitoring accordingly. Okay, if let's say you want to monitor for all the 24 port switch or 48 ports of the switch, okay, so we're able to tell you, okay, what is their live status and also what is their bandwidth status as well. Okay. Furthermore, for the PRTG, we do able to do the application monitoring. Okay. So if let's say you want to do your own web application monitoring, okay, so we can help you to do on this, whether able to ping to the web application or not, and then what is their web server application status as well. Okay. If let's say you have the virtual server, okay, we do cover for that, because just now I mentioned, okay, we not only can monitor for the physical server, so for the virtual server, we also able to do the monitoring as well. Okay, no matter your host, okay, you host more than 10 VMs or 20 VMs, okay, we can separate out each of the VM is considered of the one device, then you can do the monitoring accordingly. Okay, from there you can monitor for your usage monitoring, such as the CPU, the memory, the disk space, the bandwidth. Okay, no matter the server is hosted at the hardware or the physical, or inside the VM, we also able to help you to do the monitoring as well. And from there, you can set the threshold and do the notification accordingly. Okay. Next one, if let's say you want to monitor for the database, okay, no matter is the SQL database, Oracle, and also the MySQL, be able to help you to the monitoring, such as you want to monitor the statistic, you want to monitor the log page, okay? And if let's say you want to monitor a certain item or certain script, so you just need to put in the scripting, okay, the VB scripting into the PRTG directory, so that we can help you to get or pull the information from the entire database as well. Okay. Next one, if let's say you want to monitor for your email servers, and also you want to classify all the network traffic, okay, such by the source and destination, as well as the content, okay, we can monitor by the net flow as well. Okay, so you can know what is the top talker, your top connection, and also your source and destination, okay, where from which source IP, and then go to the which destination IP, and then apart from that, okay, you can have the top connection, so you can see which of the server or which of the client PC you do the serving more, and then always go to that destination, then you can come out the report as well. Okay, and if let's say you want to measure all the VoIP parameters, okay, and then you want to measure all the QoS, okay, we do support on this, and then you just need to provide the remote probe or install the remote probe at the other location only. Okay, next one, if let's say you want to monitor for your cloud devices, okay, such as your Azure, your AWS, okay, we will able to support on this, okay, as long as you provide the credential and also the IP to the AWS, then we can help you to do the measurement, and then tell you is this a live status, and then what is your usage for the AWS or your Azure devices as well. Okay, so for this PRTG, actually we can monitor a lot from this. So of course, if let's say you want to know more, okay, what are the other features from the PRTG able to do? So of course, you can contact us, or you can access to the Paessler PRTG website, okay, to know more, because from there, they will list out all the features and all the sensors that are supported over there. So for today's webinar, we'll more to the main features over here. Okay. So next one will be the PRTG console features. Okay, actually for the PRTG is easy to use, quick configuration, and we do support for the auto discovery mode as well. Okay, so as long as your PRTG console, you are sit inside the same network segment, okay, we can help you to do the discovery for all the devices at the same time. So you no need to create the device one by one. So once you have enabled all the SNMP, we can help you to do the discovery for all the devices and add into the PRTG console accordingly. So apart from them, we can help you to do the alerting. Okay, either you want to send out the notification by the email, the SMS, the logging, or by the push notification, we do support on that. Okay, next, if let's say you want to monitor all the distributed network, okay, such as you want to monitor the branches, or you want to monitor some of the cloud services, okay, so you just need to install the remote probe into each of the branches or each of the cloud services there, okay, so that all the remote probe that will send back all the data from there to your PRTG console. Okay, for the PRTG, we also support for the high availability failover. Okay, if let's say you want to install for the primary and also the secondary server, so we do support on this as well. Okay, and next one, we have the data publishing and also the real-time dashboard map that you can do your own customization, and different users that have their own different dashboard view. Okay, So this one will be the PRTG user interface. Okay, so we are supported on the Ajax web interface, so you can access from any HTML5 browser. Okay, so no matter it's from your Google Chrome, your Mozilla, or your Microsoft Edge, okay, you can access to this PRTG console. Okay, furthermore, if let's say you want to install the native client into your own client PC or your own desktop, so you can download the desktop app, okay, from the PRTG console as well. Okay, so that you can link back to your PRTG server to read and also access all the configuration. Okay, next one, if let's say you want to access from your mobile apps, okay, we do support on that as well. So as long as your firewall, you have opened certain port number, so that the mobile phone that will connect back to your PRTG core server, so that they will grab all the information from the server and you can view, configure, and also manage the dashboard as well, okay, from the mobile apps. So currently our mobile apps do support inside the iOS and also the Android version. Okay. Next one will be the PRTG architecture. Okay, just now I mentioned for the PRTG, we do support for the distributed monitoring. Okay, as you can see, we have our own core server, okay, which act as a local probe, so that will gather all the devices information into the core server itself. Okay, if let's say you want to install the remote probe at the branches and also the hosting provider, you may do so. Okay, what is the features for this remote probe? That means that will become a gateway, so that they will collect all the information from that particular branches, and they will go through the remote probe and send back to your HQ PRTG core server. Okay, so if let's say the connection between the HQ and also the branches or the hosting provider is down, so all the data that will store inside the remote probe first. Once the line has been established, so all the data that will flow back to the core server. So that means you do not have any lost data during the internet loss connection that period. Okay, so that's why if let's say you have few branches, okay, you want to do the monitoring as well, so you just need to install the remote probe over there. Okay, so for our licensing, actually we calculate by all. So we know calculate how many branches that you have, how many remote probe that you have installed. So as long as we are calculate by a number of sensors only. Okay, next one for the PRTG, we do support for the high availability cluster. Okay, so if let's say you have installed the PRTG core server and you want to install another failover node, so all the configuration that will fail over to the next availability active node over there. If let's say the core server is down. Okay, so of course for all the remote probe, they also will connect back to your failover node, so that you can get the latest data, and also you do not have any lost connection during the monitoring or generate out the report there. Okay, so for this one actually already included into each of the PRTG licenses, so you do not have any extra license to install this failover node or perform this clustering. Okay, next one will be the first node of the PRTG. Okay, so as you can see from the PRTG console, okay, you can add by the devices. Okay, so for this one, you can do your own grouping, do your own customization. Okay, either you want to be separate by the device group or by the device name over here. Okay, depends on you. So for once you have do the grouping, so all the setting actually will be automatically inherited. Okay, along all the parent group over there. Okay, so of course, if let's say you want to create the threshold notification, you can set by the grouping or the parent group, or for the each of the child group, or you want to set inside each of the sensor there. Okay, so of course the inheritance can be override at any point. So for example, if let's say you set the threshold for the parent group, okay, maybe it's the CPU memory up to 80%. So for each of the device or each of the sensor, you can set another threshold which is 90%, so that 90% that will override the parent group or parent device over there. Okay, so this one is our PRTG device tree. Next one for the PRTG, actually we are calculated by number of sensors, just like I mentioned. Okay, so for this sensor, actually, what is the meaning? Okay, it's the one aspect for one device, or what we call is the element per device there. Okay, so for example, you want to monitor for the CPU usage, that one is considered one sensors. Response time for the HTTP, another sensors. These three, another sensors. Okay, so as you can see on the screen over here, so if let's say for the same devices, you want to monitor for the ping, the general statistic for the database monitoring, the memory manager, the CPU usage, physical disk, okay, all this one will calculate by individual license over there. So for example, for this device, they have been using 14 sensors over here. Okay, so that's why for our PRTG, we are not calculated by number of devices that you have, because maybe sometimes the first device for the server, you just only need 5 sensors. For the other servers, you require for the 10 sensors. So that means total of using the 15 sensors over there. Okay, so we are not tied to one device. You just entitled or eligible for how many sensors on that. Okay, so for the PRTG, we have the sensor channels as well. Okay, so each of the sensor we do include for the multiple metric. Okay, so for example, for one ping sensors, okay, we do have the maximum and also the minimum traveling and also the packet loss as well. Okay, so from here you can modify the notification or modify the threshold for each of the channel over there. So for our channel, the meaning will be the smallest element or smallest value for each of the sensors over there. So for example, if let's say you want to monitor the Dell system health sensors, inside this system health sensor, we do have another channel over there. So each of the channel, okay, you can monitor for the temperature, you can monitor for the power supply, the memory device over here. So all this one, okay, we are calculated by one sensors only, because it's the sensors included all the elements over there, so that you can monitor more aspect or more elements for this particular servers over there. Okay, so for the PRTG, we do have different type of the sensor states. Okay, so we do have the green, that means it's the up status. Then the down will be the risk status over there. Okay, so furthermore, we do have the unusual status, the partially down status, warning status, pause status, and much more. So each of the status, you can set different type of the notification. So for example, for the green, okay, you no need to send any notification. If let's say it's down, so they will send out first time notification. And then if let's say that change become the unusual sensor states, so they will send another type of the notification as well. So all this type of the states, okay, you can set, they will base on the device, and then they will base on your threshold that you have been set over there. Okay, so if let's say you want to set the threshold, okay, for the 15%, so 50% will become the unusual. Okay, more than 80% that will become the down status or the partially down. Okay, so from here you can set previous different type of the threshold. Okay, so that you can have the more option to do the monitoring and also do the selection over here. Okay, so that if let's say you want to do the analyze, okay, so you can know, okay, from 50% to 80%, okay, that take how long to achieve over that, so that you can do your own optimization for different type of the server as well. Okay, so for the PRTG, we actually to cover for 250 over plus of the predefined sensor type, okay, including the bandwidth, the web server, the SNMP, WMI, email database file server, and much more. So of course, if let's say you want to define some of the additional sensor type, okay, such as the custom SNMP, the scripting, the WMI, and any script that you have been customized, you can include it into the PRTG as well. So that we will base on your scripting, okay, to do the monitoring for each of the devices or the network devices. Or if let's say you want to monitor for your database, so you just need to put in the scripting that you want to capture the data over there. Okay, so this one will be the PRTG sensor list. Okay, so all the sensor lists actually you can get from the Paessler website. Okay, so you want to monitor for the backup or the replication monitor sensors, the Linux, the mail server sensors, SNMP sensors, storage sensors, and also the database server sensors over there. Okay, so for this one will be the example for the PRTG sensor type. Okay, if let's say you want to monitor the bandwidth monitoring, okay, so you can using the SNMP sensors, the preference counter, or the WMI sensors, or you can monitor based on the net flow, S flow, J flow, and also the IP phase. So you can use the flow sensors over there. Furthermore, you can use the packet sniffing to do the monitoring for your entire bandwidth over there. Okay, so that you can capture all the top talker and also the top connection, and then you can capture from the router side or the firewall side, as long as your firewall or your network devices that do support for the flow, such as the net flow, S flow, J flow, or the IP phase. Okay, so next one example will be the PRTG all-in-one port monitoring. Okay, if let's say you want to monitor for the ports open and the close, to monitor the bandwidth and also the traffic, the connection using the UDP or the TCP port, or you want to monitor based on the SNMP, net flow, and also the packet sniffing, so you can monitor accordingly. Okay. Next one will be the PRTG system information. Okay, for all the server devices. Okay, we can help you to do the capturing. Okay, as long as they have enabled the SNMP or the WMI at that particular server. Okay, so you can monitor what is their hardware that already been installed, the software that is installed inside that particular server, and if let's say the server is the RDP server, so you can know, okay, who are the current users that are logged in over there. Okay, so this one will depend on that particular server able to come out on this kind of the system information or not. Okay, if let's say they do support, then we can capture all the information from there. Okay, next one we will have the PRTG data visualization. Okay, so all the devices or all the sensors, you can do the grouping and then you can create the map. Okay, either you want to have the tree map view or the sunburst view over here. So each of the sensors or each of the dashboard, okay, you can have the status summary on every page as well. Okay, so this one will be the example over there. Okay, next one will be the PRTG notification trigger. Just like I mentioned, okay, you can set the notification based on the parent group, the device, or by the sensors itself. Okay, so you can set by the state trigger, the speed trigger, volume trigger, thresh trigger, and also the change trigger over here. So of course, different type of the notification trigger depends on that device type as well. Okay, so of course, if let's say you want to monitor for the network, so maybe you just have the state trigger and also the speed trigger, and next one will be the threshold trigger. So if let's say you want to monitor for the this usage, so maybe will be the volume trigger and also the threshold trigger available. So this one will depend on which type of the device that you have been added in. Okay, so each of the notification trigger you can add into the particular sensors or the device itself, so that, for example, if let's say the down status is over 300 seconds, then they will send you the notification. Okay, so after 300 seconds, if let's say the status still down, so they will send you another notification to all. Okay, so this one is the customizable. Okay, depends on you. You want to use you want to override the current notification trigger, or you want to use back the parent object triggering. Okay, so as you can see on the screen over there. Okay, so it's quite flexible, and also is able to do the customization there. Okay, next one will be the PRTG notification. Okay, so for the PRTG, actually we have the powerful and also the flexible alerting. Either you want to send out the notification by the email, or you want to send out by the push notification. Okay, if let's say you have integrate with your own mobile phone. Okay, so if let's say they have the down status, then they will send you the email notification. At the same time, they're also able to send to your push notification at your mobile phone there. Okay. Furthermore, if let's say you have your own SMS gateway, you can do the integration with the PRTG console, so that when there's any notification, then they will send through the SMS there. So of course, the charges will be applied. And this SMS gateway you have to find by yourself, so that for the PRTG, we do not cover on that. So, but we do provide the portion and also the option, okay, for you to do the integration over there. Okay, next one, if let's say you want to add in the event log, okay, after the notification being triggered, okay, and also the system message and also the SNMP track. Okay, next one, if let's say you want to execute some of the HTTP action or the program after the notification being triggered, you're able to do that. For example, if let's say the bandwidth or the CPU usage reach almost 70% or 80%, then you want to do the restarting of the particular PC or the server, then you can execute a program over there. Okay, and next one, if let's say you have the own Amazon cloud monitoring, so you can do your simple notification as well. Next one, for the PRTG, we do have the ticketing system. Okay, for this ticketing system, it's just for the PRTG usage only. Okay, so that every time when there is any notification being triggered, so the system will automatically create a ticket inside the PRTG console there. Okay, so that you can assign this ticket to your another technician or another administrator. Okay, ask them to do the following up. Okay, once they have been solved, so they can update the ticket, so that you can monitor, okay, when this issue being happen, is there any staff to take care on it, and then is there any solving time, and then what is the troubleshooting that have been done over there. Okay, so that you can do the tracking. Okay, which ticket will be the open ticket, which will be the closed ticket over there. Okay. Next one, if let's say you want to do the notification based on the sound alarm, and also you want to send out by the Teams or the Slack message, we do support over there as well. Okay. Next one will be the PRTG reporting. Okay, for PRTG, we do have the comprehensive reporting engine. Okay, to generate all type of the custom report, and also we do have the predefined report as well. Okay, so all the report you can send out by the XML format, or you want to send out by the PDF or the HTML format as well. Okay, so that you can generate all the report, okay, based with the graph table or with the table only. Okay, and for the reporting, we do support for the scheduling report, so that maybe every month or every week, our system that will automatically generate all the reporting, okay, based on the device or the sensors that you have been select, and then send to your email accordingly. Okay, and next one for the PRTG, we do support for the dashboard map. Okay, so we do have the real-time status information. Okay, so you can determine what is the level of the details. So different type of the user or different type of the user group or administrators, they can have their own dashboard view as well. Okay, so that you can simply drag and drop by the editor. So all the dashboard map actually will be the customizable. So if let's say you want to add in some of the icon, or you want to add in some of the geography map, okay, so you can add in over there. So from them, you can send out the unique URL to your customer or to your partner, so that they can, when they log into this URL, they can view your own dashboard map to do the monitoring as well. So of course, the configuration still will be depends on you to do the configuration. Okay, so this one will be another example. Okay, for the dashboard. Okay, so you can include the graph, or you want to include different type of the devices into the single map or the dashboard maps over there. Okay, it depends on you. So of course, different users that can have their own dashboard map, and also the monitoring device that they have covered over there. Okay, and this one will be another customization map topology. Okay, so if let's say you want to add in the geographic mode, or you want to add in the map over there, and then you can link back all the devices, okay, as per your own topology there. Okay, so of course for this topology, you can do your own drawing, okay, and then you can draw a line, okay, between the firewall and also the switches and also the client PC as well. Okay, so next one will be the PRTG licensing. Okay, so for the PRTG, just now I mentioned, we are calculated by number of sensors, and the minimum purchase will be the 500 sensors over here. And each of the license actually is for the one server installation. And of course, for one server installation, you can install inside the core server. At the same time, you can install another server as a failover node there. Okay, so for our licensing, we do have the 500, 1000, 2500, 5000, and next one will be the SL1, which is the unlimited sensors over here. Okay, so that's why we are not covered by number of devices that you have been installed, and then how many devices that you want to cover. So we just cover it by the number of sensors. Okay, so maybe the first device that just use up 5 sensors, the second device that use up 10 sensors over there. So you just need to specify, okay, each of the device, okay, how many sensors that you require, or how many aspects or elements that you want to monitor over there. Okay, next one will be the PRTG system requirement. Okay, so you can install inside the server hardware, or you want to install inside the virtual environment as well. So for the PRTG, we do cover for the Windows Server 2019, okay, Windows Server 2016, 2012, and much more. Okay, so of course, as you can see over here, actually for the system requirement, here we do support for the Windows Server only. Okay, so if let's say you want to install the core server into the Linux, for the time being, we do not support over here. Okay, but you can install inside the Windows, but you want to access to the PRTG core server via the PRTG console, then you can access from any type of the web browser, such as the Google Chrome, the Mozilla, the Internet Explorer, the Microsoft Edge, or you want to access from the Safari. As long as that one will be the web browser, then you can do the accessing over there. Okay, so this one will be the PRTG system requirement. Okay, so if let's say you want to monitor up to 500 sensors, okay, what is your recommended CPU core and also the RAM that you require, and also the disk space. So for this disk space actually will be the recommended. So depends on you how many sensors or what are the sensor type that you are using over here. So if let's say you're using the sensors more to the data collection, so the disk space might be increasing. And of course, for this PRTG, by default, we are stored for 365 days data. Okay, so if let's say you want to increase the data retention, then you can customize or do some configuration inside the PRTG core server itself. Okay, so for PRTG installation, okay, as you can see, we do support for the virtualization over there. But if let's say you are using the PRTG SL1 or up to 10,000 of the sensors over here, so we are recommend you to use the physical hardware instead of the virtual appliance. Okay, so that you have your own dedicated resources to do the monitoring over there. Okay, so next one we have the requirement of the monitor device. Okay, so you can monitor by the SNMP, just I mentioned. Okay, we do support for the SNMP version 1, version 2C, version 3, and so on. Okay, so next one, if let's say you have enabled for the WMI, okay, so we can help you to do the monitoring so that we can capture all the Windows OS information. Just now you can see, right? Okay, we can capture all the hardware, the software, and also the user that is logging in, okay, currently. Okay, next one, if let's say you want to monitor for the flow data, okay, such as you want to capture all the top tokens, the top connection or top protocol, okay, so you just need to capture the information based on the net flow there. Okay, so for the PRTG, we do support for the NetFlow, JetFlow, SFlow, IP phase, and for the NetFlow, we do support for the version 5 and version 9. Okay, and next one, we can monitor by the packet sniffing. Okay, so only the data packets that pass to the network card, then we can do the analyzing over there. Okay, so if let's say there's no data inside the native sensors, or if let's say some of the sensors that PRTG do not support, okay, so you can import the MIB file, okay, into the PRTG core server there. So of course, for this Paessler MIB importer, okay, actually it's the free tools, so you can import into the core server accordingly. So where to get this kind of the MIB files? Actually, you can download from the website, or you can get it from your own vendor or your manufacturer's customer support there. So we based on the OID, so to do the capturing and also pulling all the data from there. Okay, so this one is another type of the monitoring over there. So of course, PRTG, they will keep on update on their own sensor types. Okay, so as long as you have your own valid licensing, so we can help you to do the upgrading accordingly. Okay. Yeah. So this one will be the summary. Okay. So if let's say you want to integrate with your own technology, okay, so we can help you to do the monitoring for your entire IT infrastructure and also all the important technology as support. So we do support for the SNMP, WMI, SSH, traffic analyze, HTTP, and for our PRTG, we do support for the REST API as well. Okay, so our REST API, we do support for the XML and also the JSON format. Okay, so in next time, let's say you want to do the integration or your own customization, then you can use the PRTG own REST API to do the integration, okay, such as your own SCADA system or to your own analyzing system there. Okay, so for the PRTG, just I mentioned, okay, you can visualize all your network using the real-time maps, and you can create your dashboard based on your own map designer. And from here, we have more than 300 different types of the mesh object, such as the status icon, the traffic chart, the top list, and much more. Okay, so you can visualize your map, okay, using your own custom HTML. Okay, once you have done, then you can share your map as your URL there. Okay. Yeah. So for the PRTG, we do have the flexible alerting so that you can have the PRTG alert when you have discovered for the problem and also unusual metrics. And for the PRTG, we do come with the built-in mechanism for the notification, such as the email, the push notification, HTTP request, and also we have our free apps inside our Android and also the iOS. So if let's say you want to get all the push notification, okay, so you can installed inside your mobile phone instead of you keep on log in with your own web browser there. Okay, so for our PRTG, we can adapt all the notification system to suit all your needs and also your schedule alerts as well. Okay, so even you want to use your own program, okay, then you can use our PRTG API to write your own notification as well. Okay, so for the Paessler, actually, we are recognized by the industry analyzed and trusted more than 300,000 of the companies worldwide nowadays. Okay, so we have recognized by the Trustpilot, the Gartner Peer Insight, and also the PCMag website over there. Okay, so this one will be our presentation for today. Okay, so next one I will show you the screen. Okay, for our demo page over here. Okay, so this one will be the demo page. Okay, so once you log in, then you can view all the system devices. Okay, this one will be the dashboard view, okay, for the default dashboard view over here. So of course, for this dashboard, you want to do your own customization, and then you want to view the topology map, or you want to view your own graph map, just like I shared to you just now. So you can do your own customization. Okay, so that one will be the devices. Okay, so if let's say you want to monitor all the device by the grouping or by the device type, okay, depends on you. And then all the notification, okay, or your triggering, you can set by the sensor itself, or you can set by the grouping or the parent group itself. Okay, so for example, if let's say you want to do some of the notification trigger, okay, so you can add such as the speed trigger. So if let's say the traffic in is above how many bit per second or how many megabit per second for at least how many, let's say for 300 seconds, then they will send to your email or the push notification. Okay, so this one, once you have set up the notification threshold, so it just will apply for this particular sensors only. Okay, so of course, if let's say you want to inherit from your parent object, so you can use on this, either you want to inherit all from the parent object or only use the trigger above over here. Okay, so you can do your own customization and also your own setting there. Okay, so for each of the sensors, okay, you can view their own live data. Okay, or you want to view their own 2 days data, the this day data, or the 365 days data. So just as I mentioned, by default, we'll store for 365 days. If let's say you want to store more than that, so you can do your own setting inside your PRTG core server. Okay, so each of the sensor, okay, you can set your own setting. Okay, so either you want to specify what the traffic that you want to monitor, okay, and also the scanning interval for each of the sensors there. So by default, we will set as the 60 seconds. So that means every 60 seconds, they will pull the data from the device itself. So of course, you can set for the 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and so on. Okay, so this one's scan interval, okay, if let's say this device is not so critical, then you can set maybe every 30 minutes, they will pull out the data for you. So if let's say this one will be the critical device, then you want to get the real-time notification and real-time data, then you can set for the 30 seconds or the 60 seconds. So we recommend you to use the minimum, which is the 30 seconds. So of course, if let's say you want to use every 10 seconds or every 5 seconds, that one also able to do the configuration, but we are not recommend on that, because once you have used the below 30 seconds, then your network bandwidth for your entire environment, because they will keep on pulling out the data, so they might have some network congested and also the network consumption over there. Okay, so by default, we are using 60, but the lowest that we recommend you be using the 30 seconds there. Okay, and of course, you can set all the access right. Okay, either this device, okay, only arranged or only administrated by which user or which user group. So once for this PRTG console already sit inside the domain environment, so all the user from the domain, you can access to the PRTG. So you just need to set the access right for each of the user, who are the user that can do the editing and also add the device there. Okay, so this one you can do your own customization. Okay, next one, you can create your own map. Okay, just now I mentioned. Okay, so you can create your own map over here, and then you can add in the logo, or you want to add in the graph table over here. Okay, so that if let's say you want to share to the third-party user, okay, so you can show up into the web page, or you want to copy out the whole link for the user there, okay, without login or require the login. Okay, so of course, all the map designer, you can do your own customization. Just I mentioned, we have more than 300 of the object type. Okay, so depends on you which icon or which static icon or which of the geomap that you want to use on it. Okay, so you just need to drag and drop over there and do the save. Okay, so for the reporting, okay, so you can create your own report. So for this report, you can select include on which device or which sensors over there. Okay, so you can select what is your report template. Either you want to include the data table only or graph with the data table. And then each of the table, what is their interval time? Either it's 1 minute or 24 hours or 30 minutes there. Okay. And you can select this report including to which sensors, and also what is your report schedule. Either you want to send out every hour or every specific date of the week or specific date of the month over here. Okay, so that all the report, okay, you can send out by the daily, weekly, monthly, or quarterly by the year over here. So next one, we do have the data files. Okay, either you want to do your own integration. Okay, so if let's say you want to import all the file or all the data from the PRTG into your own devices, okay, by the CSV file, so you can include the CSV or the XML files, okay, so that you can import to your own system to do your own analyzing. Okay, we also support on that. Okay, and next one will be the access right. Okay, if let's say this report only applicable for certain user, then you can set up by here. Okay, yeah. So this one will be the interface for the PRTG. So all the interface is customizable, just as I mentioned. Okay, so yeah, that's all for our presentation for today. Okay, so is there any other question? Yeah. So if let's say you have any other question, you can type inside the chat room there. Or if let's say in future you want to have another presentation to your customer, or you want to perform for the POC, okay, so you can contact us, okay, by replying the email, okay, or you can access to our website, okay, for the secure one, okay, we do have another type of the product over here as well, okay. So yeah. That's all for my presentation. Okay. So is there any other question? Yeah. So if no other question, then yeah, that's all for my presentation for today. Yeah. So if let's say you have any question, then you just email to us, and also you can contact to our sales representative. Okay, so they will help you accordingly with the pricing and also any POC that you are required over there. Okay. Thank you.